Blue horizon, as far as you can see. Out where the water meets the sky, there's a line I've been watching since morning. It doesn't move and doesn't try to be anything other than a warning that the world is bigger than today, that beyond the edge of what I see, there's more of the same beautiful blue going on without me. A sailboat crossed the line at noon, white against the kind of blue that only happens when the summer sun has nothing left to do but shine on water, shine on horizon, shine on everything below. The blue horizon holding all of it in that particular glow. Blue horizon, where the water ends. Blue horizon, where the skyline bends into something you can almost touch. Blue horizon, not too far, not much beyond a morning's worth of looking. Blue horizon, worth the booking of an afternoon beside the sea. Blue horizon, that's enough for me. Blue horizon, twice as blue at noon. Blue horizon, afternoon will soon turn it gold along the edges. Blue horizon, all its pledges made and kept by the time and tide. Blue horizon, wide and wide, and wider still the longer that you look. Blue horizon, the oldest book. I've heard that sailors used to navigate by the horizon's particular shade of blue, that different blues mean different things about the weather being made. And I believe it. I've sat here long enough to see the blue change through the day. Blue horizon is never the same twice and never looks away. Blue horizon, at the end of light. Blue horizon, going gold tonight through every color it has in between. Blue horizon, the most beautiful scene that doesn't ask you to do anything. Blue horizon, the most welcoming of views, just sit and let it be. Blue horizon, all the way to sea. Blue horizon, as far as you can see, as far as you can see. Blue horizon, always there, always blue. The first thing every morning here is the smell before the sight. Salt air coming through the window before the room fills up with light. Before the coffee and the plans, before the day knows what it is. Salt air says you're still here, and the ocean still is his, and yours and mine and all of ours. They say you can't describe a smell in words that do the job, but salt air is the closest thing to something your whole body knows without being told. Some cellular memory of older things. Salt air and everything in you remembers what it brings. Salt air that particular right of waking up beside the sea. Salt air, that's the remedy for most of what had you concerned. Salt air, the thing the ocean earned. I walked along the water's edge before the beach had anyone. The salt air thicker near the waves, the white of them, the early sun. Not yet high enough to burn, just warm enough to say hello. Salt air and the empty morning beach, the best kind of here we go. The salt air's different, warmer, softer, mixed with heat. The smell of sunscreen and of summer, and the sound of the complete afternoon beach in full attendance. But underneath it all the same, salt air still running through everything. The ocean's quiet, constant claim. Salt air at the end of the day. Salt never goes away from everything you wore and touched. Salt air, never quite too much, even when the day is done. Salt air, the long run, memory of a day beside the sea. Salt air, that's where I want to be. Salt air, first thing, last thing. Salt air, always there. The ocean's there. Along the shore, just walking. My shoes came off at the first dune, because that's the right thing to do when the sand is the right temperature and the sky is that particular blue. Along the shore, the water cold, at the edge is where it comes and goes. Along the shore, the best address for anywhere the summer goes. Along the shore, 1 foot, then the next. Along the shore, no particular text to follow, no particular end. Along the shore, the path just bends with the coastline, with the shape of things. Along the shore, whatever the morning brings is good enough. The ocean's good enough. Along the shore is never rough. The seagulls have their own agenda, which doesn't involve me at all. They're working the shoreline professionally, responding to their own inner call. A fish and possibility, and I'm just passing through their territory. Along the shore, a tourist in the seagull's particular story. Here's what I know about a shoreline walk that you can't replicate anywhere else. The way the sound of waves becomes something like music by itself. A rhythm that your body starts to follow without your asking it to. Along the shore, long enough, and the ocean is walking with you. Along the shore and back again. Along the shore, and now and then stopping where a shell has caught the light. Along the shore, the whole morning ride, and accounted for in the distance walked. Along the shore, I barely talked, but somehow came back with more than I had when I started the shore. I sat at the end of the walk where the rocks start and the sand runs out, looking back at the whole length of it, the morning's entire route. Along the shore I'd been, and here I was at the end of the going, with the salt air and the summer light, and the tide still quietly flowing. Along the shore, just walking, just walking. Along the shore, the ocean beside you, always beside you. 3 white sails on the morning water, each one going its particular way. One toward the harbor, one toward the open, one just crossing the view of my day. White against the particular blue of an ocean morning in July. White sails and the wind that fills them, and the whole uncomplicated sky. I've always liked the ones that go straight out, no particular shore in mind. The ones that take the wind at its word and leave whatever they left behind. White sails pulling the horizon closer, or maybe pushing it further out. That's the thing about white sails, they change what the ocean's about. White sails, where are you going? White sails, the wind is knowing something you might not know yet. White sails, the ocean's alphabet, written in cloth and in line. White sails, yours and mine, to watch from wherever we are. White sails, not near, not far. White sails, the afternoon changed them. White sails, the light rearranged them. Gold along the edges now. White sails, the sea allows everything, takes everything it's given. White sails, the light-filled living of a day upon the water. White sails, taking everything in stride. Someone on each one of those white sails is looking back at the shore, seeing what I see from here, but opposite the land, becoming less and more abstract the further that they go. And from here the sails become more abstract too, more principle than cloth. White sails becoming some idea of freedom. White sails at the end of the day. White sails going their separate way into wherever the evening takes them. White sails, the ocean makes them disappear eventually. White sails eventually free from the line of the horizons. Keep white sails into the deep. White sails out there, out there. White sails going somewhere good. Seagull weather, the best kind. You can tell the kind of day it is is by what the seagulls do. On the good days they're performance artists, riding the thermals 2 by 2. Seagull weather, that's the word for the kind of day that makes them bold. They find the best air and they use it like they know something we haven't been told. They argue, sure, seagulls always argue over something on the sand. But even arguing, they do it with a kind of aerobatic hand, wheeling above the argument, then landing, then going again. Seagull weather lets them be exactly what they've always been. Seagull weather, loud and bright. Seagull weather, the coastal light is doing what it does in July. Seagull weather, the particular sky of a beach day at its best. Seagull weather, forget the rest of everything that isn't this. Seagull weather, hard to miss. I sat with my coffee at the rail, watching them work the current. Each one an expert in the wind, each one so completely certain of where the air was best that moment. And I thought that's the whole trick, knowing where the good air is and getting there quick. By noon the seagulls had moved south to wherever the afternoon wind goes. Seagull weather doesn't always stay, but while it lasts, everybody knows you're at the beach on the best kind of day when the seagulls say so. Seagull weather, paid in full, with everything the sea can show. Seagull weather, afternoon version. Seagull weather, every excursion of the wind, they're already there. Seagull weather, they own the air above the beach and good for them. Seagull weather, the coastal gem of a day that tastes like salt and sun. Seagull weather, the best one. Seagull weather, the best kind. The best kind. Seagull weather, every summer, every summer. In and out and in again, the tide has its own kind of swing, reliable and unassuming, always doing its particular thing. No announcement, no fanfare, just the water finding its way back up the beach and then back down again, all through the night and day. And I sat and let it count the time, the tide keeping its own kind of rhyme. The tide, the most consistent thing. The tide, the ocean's offering of rhythm to a rhythmless day. The tide and the tide's own way of arriving and of going out. The tide, without a doubt, the most reliable of things. The tide and all it brings. The whole beach changes, the familiar landmarks move. What was dry is now a question. The tide is in its groove, and then the slow retreat begins. Not dramatic, barely there, until you notice half the beach is back and the tide is going somewhere. That's the nature of the tide's art, always moving, always at the start of its next direction. The tide and low tide shows the shore. The tide reveals a little more of what the ocean covers up. The tide, the constant cup that fills and empties and fills again. The tide, the pattern and the when of the ocean's only certainty. The tide, the sea's own guarantee. There's something about the tide's patience that I find myself returning to on the days when nothing seems consistent. When I don't know what to do, the tide will come in and the tide will go out. The horizon stays where it's been. The tide is the ocean's argument for the reliability of things unseen. The tide at evening's still the same. The tide, it always came and always went and will again. The tide through sun and rain. The tide, the oldest clock. The tide, no need to watch, just know that it's doing what it does. The tide, the most because the tide, in and out, in and out. The tide, always, always there. Sea glass, look at that. I wasn't looking for anything in particular, just walking with my eyes on the ground, the way you do when the beach has given you a certain kind of looking around. And there it was, the green of it, the frosted, smoothed out, ocean-made version of something once sharp and broken, now a small sea jade. Sea glass, the ocean's patient work on all the things that weren't meant to stay. The years of tumbling and the salt and the particular way water softens everything eventually, everything given enough tide. Sea glass is what happens when the ocean takes the difficult side of something and makes it easy. Sea glass, the beautiful found thing. Sea glass, what the ocean can bring out of the broken and the castaway. Sea glass, the patient display of what time and water make together. Sea glass, regardless of weather, something lovely waits at the edge. Sea glass, the ocean's pledge. I put it in my pocket, the green piece, and kept walking, eyes on the sand, and found another white this time, and then a blue smaller than my hand could quite register as real. The ocean blue, the smooth down feel of it. Sea glass, the collection of an afternoon's misdirection into something beautiful. Sea glass at the end of the walk. Sea glass, more than I could talk my pocket into holding for the trip. Sea glass, the particular grip of something found the ocean's way. Sea glass, the best of the day, the small discoveries of the shore. Sea glass, always one more. Sea glass, look at the color. Look at the color. Sea glass, the ocean made this for you. Before the harbor wakes completely, there's a particular quiet that runs between the boats and the water before all the actual day begins. The creak of ropes, the rocking of something against a dock. The harbor in its early version, before the morning came to knock. The fishing boats went out at 4. I didn't see them go, just felt the absence of them by the time I got there. The slip where they had dwelt was empty and the water filled it, the way water always will. And the harbor had that early morning, particular still. The harbor, first light on the water. The harbor, the fisherman's daughter of a day just beginning, barely there. The harbor, with a particular air of somewhere that has purpose. The harbor just beneath the surface of the quiet, all the work. The harbor where the boats don't shirk. By 9 the harbor was alive, the tourist boats making their run, the small things selling coffee, everyone doing their particular one thing that makes the harbor work. The sailboats heading out, the harbor at its full attendance, without a doubt. Harbors are the proof that the sea and the land have something to say to each other, that the water needs a place to lay down its boats at the end of the going, that the going needs a home. The harbor holds the conversation between the sea and the known. The harbor, afternoon at the rail. The harbor, following every sail with my eyes until the harbor gives them to the open seas, full living. The harbor, where the coming back. The harbor finds its welcome track of water and a rope and dock. The harbor, around the clock. The harbor, the boats are in, the boats are in, always here, always waiting. Driftwood, where did you come from? I found a good piece of driftwood just above the waterline, smooth as anything, the gray of it, the particular silver gray design that wood makes after years of ocean salt and sun, and being thrown against the current, with the current finding its way to being known as something beautiful. I sat on it, the driftwood solid, more solid than it looked, more there than something that I've been through, whatever it had been through should bear. And I looked at the water from this height, the sitting on driftwood height, and everything looked right. Driftwood, the traveler, driftwood, the unraveler of distance, making nothing of the miles. Driftwood, across the files of water it had crossed to land here. Driftwood, particular care the ocean took to make it smooth enough. Driftwood through enough of whatever the ocean put it through. Driftwood to arrive here new in its way, remade, refined. Driftwood, the ocean's design. Where it might have started, a tree on some other shore that fell and found the water and became something it wasn't before. The years of it, the becoming, the slow, patient ocean work of turning a fallen thing into the driftwood I sit on today. Driftwood, still solid after all. Driftwood, after every fall and tumble and wave and year of salt. Driftwood without a fault that shows just the smooth evidence. Driftwood, the dense, quiet proof that things come through. Driftwood, better than they knew. Driftwood, solid still, solid still. Came a long way, came a long way home. The breeze came in from somewhere east, from further out than I could see, carrying the cold of deeper water, the temperature of open sea. Offshore breeze, the particular kind that makes you glad you brought a layer. Even in July, the ocean breeze is always the fairest of fairs. Offshore breeze, the ocean's sending. Offshore breeze, no pretending. It's warm out there, it's cooler than. Offshore breeze, the ocean can deliver cool on the hottest day. Offshore breeze, the ocean's way of keeping the beach from getting too. Offshore breeze, the ocean blue is cool. I turn my face into the breeze, the way you always want to. Let the offshore air run over everything, the things it had to say too, about the water temperature at noon and the particular depth of the blue. Offshore breeze carries all of this if you let it talk to you. By mid-afternoon the breeze had shifted, just lightly still offshore but warm. The sun had warmed the surface water, the difference between a morning form of offshore breeze and afternoon is the whole temperature of the day. The offshore breeze keeps telling you what's happening out there far away. Offshore breeze, the ocean's letter. Offshore breeze keeps getting better through the afternoon as the water warms. Offshore breeze, between the storms of heat and cool, the perfect register. Offshore breeze, the minister of sea and shore. What passes between? Offshore breeze, the in-between. Offshore breeze, feel that, feel that. Offshore breeze, the ocean's here, the ocean's here. Low tide this morning. Look at all of it. The beach is twice as wide at low tide. The sea has left a gift of everything it covers up the rest of the time. And I can take a different look at this. The wet sand and the tide pools, the things that live in the between of high and low, the particular world of what low tide has revealed and seen. I crouch beside a tide pool, the most complete small world. A crab the size of a thumbnail, its whole life's flag unfurled into square feet of shallow water. A sea anemone doing its thing. The little fish, the everything that low tide has the decency to bring into my particular view. Low tide, the generous one. Low tide, when the ocean's done pulling back enough to show. Low tide, everything below the usual surface of the sea. Low tide gave this morning to me more than the high tide ever could. Low tide, the one I understood best, the revealing one. There's a low tide version of most things that I've been thinking about. The pulled back moment when the surface isn't covering everything out. Just briefly, when the usual is back and what's underneath is here. Low tide is the most educational of the tidal states, most clear. By noon, the tide was turning, the tide pool slowly going under. The crab retreating to wherever crabs go when the high tide puts the ocean's thunder back over what was briefly mine to see. Low tide, the lesson done, what the ocean shows you and what it keeps changes with every sun. Low tide, the afternoon reclaims it. Low tide, the ocean names it. Mine again, all mine going under. Low tide, the summer thunder of the waves returning to the shore. Low tide, giving back the floor of the sea to the sea again. Low tide, and then low tide, look at all of it, all of it. Low tide, the ocean's gift this morning. I swam out past the breaking waves to where the water found its calm. And there it was, the warm current running through like a slow song. of heat from somewhere further south, the ocean's own geography. Warm water in the middle of the blue, running right through me, and I floated in it, let it take my weight. The warm current doing what warm currents do. The warm current somewhere below. The warm current, the ocean's glow that doesn't show on the surface of things. The warm current, the particular rings of temperature you only feel when you're in it, when it's real. The warm current, the ocean's kept secret. The warm current wept. I've swum in the cold ocean too, and it has its own particular charm. But the warm current on a summer day is the ocean doing no harm. Just warmth, just the long slow river running through the larger sea. Warm current finding me in the middle of the blue country, and I thought, this is exactly the right temperature, the right place to be. The warm current, hold me up. The warm current, fill my cup with salt and warmth and summer blue. The warm current, carrying through the afternoon on the ocean's back. The warm current, the secret track of warmth through the larger cold. The warm current, better than told. There's something about floating in the warm ocean current that makes everything on shore feel like it can wait a moment. The warm current says there's time for this, for being held like this by something much larger than your problems. The warm current's kind of bliss. The warm current, swimming back now. The warm current, I don't know how I'll ever be entirely dry again. The warm current, under the skin is the memory of it, the salt. The warm current, the vaulted sky above, the water below. The warm current, the whole show. The warm current, still feel it, still feel it. The warm current, the ocean, always warm somewhere. Shell and stone. Look at this one. I have a collection on my windowsill that I've been adding to for years. A piece of smooth white quartz from one beach, a spiral shell from the one that appears on my best summer memories, an oyster shell from the harbor town, shell and stone, the lightest luggage you can bring from the ocean down into your everyday life. Shell and stone, the beaches offer. Shell and stone, the ocean's proffer of its particular beauty. Shell and stone, the duty of the shore to leave you something. Shell and stone, the stuffing of your pockets on a beach day. best display. The stones that catch me most are the ones the water's made oval, not quite round but heading there. The ocean's particular removal of all the angles, all the corners, until what's left is smooth and right. Shell and stone, the ocean patient all through the night. Every beach has its own collection, all two the same in what they offer. The Pacific has its agates, the Atlantic has its softer shells. The varieties of coastline expressed in what washes in. Shell and stone from every ocean, shell and stone begin the whole geography. I found a shell today I didn't recognize, which happens less as time goes on. But this one was a stranger, small and white, with a pattern that went on, and spirals I couldn't trace completely. Shell and stone, and sometimes the ocean offers something new. Shell and stone, the rhymes of the sea never repeat exactly. Shell and stone into my pocket. Shell and stone, the windowsill's locket of memories of days at the shore. Shell and stone, always room for more on the sill, in the jar, in the drawer. Shell and stone, the ocean store of beautiful is never empty. Shell and stone, so many. Shell and stone, this one's nice, this one's nice. Shell and stone, the ocean gave this, the ocean gave this. The boats at anchor in the morning move in the gentlest way, just enough to prove the water's living, not enough to wake the day. Morning Anchorage, the particular piece of things that are held in place by something below the surface, doing its invisible grace. Morning Anchorage, the bay. Morning Anchorage, the early way. The boats arrange themselves in rows. Morning Anchorage, nobody knows which one will go first, which will stay. Morning Anchorage, the bay holds them all with equal care. Morning Anchorage, still so still out there. The gold light at 6 in the morning finds the boats before the shore, lights up the masts in sequence, the way it's always done before. And the reflections in the still bay are almost better than the things. Morning Anchorage, the doubled world of water and what morning brings. Morning Anchorage, and then the engines. Morning Anchorage, the gentle tensions of departure begin to stir. Morning Anchorage, the particular blur of morning into going. Morning Anchorage, the knowing that the still won't hold all day. Morning Anchorage, going its way. I've watched the Anchorage from the dock at this hour more than once. There's something in the watching of it that requires the slow response of just being there without agenda, just the boats and the gold in the still. Morning Anchorage teaches patience better than almost anything will. By 8, the bay had fewer boats, the early departures had gone, and what remained was the later morning version of the Anchorage carrying on, with fewer actors but the same essential still water piece. Morning Anchorage at every stage, the water's own release. And somewhere past the Anchorage, the boats that left are now at sea, doing whatever their particular purpose on the water is to be. And the Anchorage held them well through the night and the early hour. Morning Anchorage, the patient harbor, the overnight power. Morning Anchorage, the day goes on. Morning Anchorage, the early gone. Come back this evening, come back tonight. Morning Anchorage, the familiar sight of home water, of the bay that knows. Morning Anchorage, where everyone goes when the day is done and the sea is through. Morning Anchorage, steady and true. Morning Anchorage, the bay, the still bay. Morning Anchorage, always here, always waiting. Somewhere out at sea, out there. I've never been past the horizon, but I've looked at it enough to have strong opinions about what's there, enough to call its bluff. Somewhere out at sea, the water deepens into a color with no name. Somewhere out at sea, the birds run out and the sky and water are the same. Somewhere out at sea, a whale is doing what whales do out there. Something large and underwater, something beyond my compare. Of experience, my land-bound imagination of the deep. Somewhere out at sea, the ocean has its own life to keep. Somewhere out at sea, I think about it. Somewhere out at sea, I don't doubt it's bigger than anything I have words for. Somewhere out at sea, the offshore part of everything, the rest. Somewhere out at sea, the best of what I haven't seen is there. Somewhere out at sea, the open air. The shore is where the ocean ends for those of us who stay, and the shore is where the ocean starts for those who go away. Somewhere out at sea is everyone who took the further step. Somewhere out at sea is everything the shore has kept. Safe in imagination, somewhere out at sea. Maybe one day, somewhere out at sea, I'll find my way past the line where the harbor disappears. Somewhere out at sea, past all my fears of the open and the deep. Somewhere distance answered, somewhere out at sea, out there somewhere, somewhere out at sea. Maybe one day, maybe one day. There are blues and then there are blues, and the midday ocean has its own that doesn't match anything inland. The blue the sea has grown into at noon in July is something they don't make a paint for. The blue hours at the water's edge is what the whole summer's for. The blue hours, noon to 3. The blue hours, the ocean free to be its most itself, most blue. The blue hours, the truest true color the water ever gets. The blue hours, the summer's bets, all paid out in this particular shade. The blue hours, the afternoon's trade. I tried to take a photograph, but you can't photograph the blue hours. The screen makes it something else, removes the particular powers of the actual blue, the eye blue, the something that your whole body knows. The blue hours need to be stood in, not looked at through a lens that goes to pixels. The blue hours change as they pass, not fast, too slow to notice moment to moment. But compare the 2 o'clock blue to the 4 o'clock, the component parts of the afternoon rearranged, the blue becoming something gold, the blue hours giving way to the story that the evening told before the blue was gone. The blue hours going gold now, the blue hours, and somehow the gold is the blue hours ending gift. The blue hours, the slow shift from blue to every other color. The blue hours, nothing duller than the colors that come after. The blue hours, but kinder, softer. I'll come back tomorrow for the blue hours. They'll be different, which they always are. A different shade of the same color, a different position of the star, called summer of the sun on the water. A different version of the blue. The blue hours are never exactly the same, but always entirely true. The blue hours, so blue, so blue. The blue hours come back tomorrow, always blue. The sandbar, right in the middle. I waded out to the sandbar, where the water's just knee deep. A patch of sand between the deeper waters, a temporary place to keep your feet on something solid while the ocean goes around. The sandbar, the best of both, the sea and the found. You have to time it right. The sandbar, it disappears with the tide and appears again on a schedule. The ocean decides inside its own arithmetic of moon and pull. But when it's there, a sandbar in the middle of the sea, with no one else and open air. The sandbar, the in-between place. The sandbar, the particular grace of standing in the ocean's middle. The sandbar, the small riddle of land and water at once. The sandbar, the summer stunts of the tide in your favor. The sandbar, the particular flavor. The sandbar, the warm water around it. The sandbar, the morning found it for me, or I for it, same thing. The sandbar, the particular ring of water all around where I stand. The sandbar, the temporary land the ocean loans you for an hour. The sandbar, the tidal power. I stood there for longer than I planned, which is the right amount of time for a sandbar in the summer ocean. The unplanned is the paradigm of the best beach experiences. Nobody plans the sandbar joy. Nobody schedules the waiting out. The sandbar is the ploy of a summer morning offering itself. The sandbar, the tide is turning. The sandbar, I can feel it returning to the sea. The sand beneath my feet. The sandbar, the bittersweet of a temporary perfect thing. The sandbar offering everything while it lasts then gone. The sandbar, back here before too long. The sandbar, still here, still here. The sandbar, just a little longer, just a little longer. The breakwater is where the harbor ends and the open water begins. On the protected side, the small chop. On the other, where the real ocean winds. Beyond the breakwater, the swell picks up from wherever it's been coming since it left whatever shore last touched it. And here the ocean is becoming its actual self. I walk the breakwater to the end where the stone gives out and the sea begins, and stood there with the full ocean in front and the harbor with all its ins and outs behind me. And the difference between the two was everything. Beyond the breakwater, wide open, is what the ocean brings when you get there. Beyond the breakwater, out there, beyond the breakwater, the open air has more in it than the harbor's version. Beyond the breakwater, the excursion from the shelter to the wide. Beyond the breakwater, the tide is what it actually is. Beyond the breakwater, all of this. The break breakwater does its job of protecting the boats from what the sea can do. But standing at its end, I'm grateful for the unprotected view of what the ocean is without the buffer of stone and harbor wall. Beyond the breakwater, honest ocean, the whole thing, not the hall of mirrors of the sheltered bay. Beyond the breakwater, the horizon. Beyond the breakwater, the rising and falling of the actual sea. Beyond the breakwater, the free and unmediated blue. Beyond the breakwater, for you and me and anyone who walks. Beyond the breakwater, the ocean talks without the harbor's translation. Beyond the breakwater, out there, the open sea. Beyond the breakwater, the whole ocean, the whole thing. The Long Beach, all the way down. Some beaches end where you can see them end, and some just keep going. The Long Beach is the latter kind, the kind that keeps on showing more of itself the further you go. More sand and more wave edge. The Long Beach, the one that doesn't make any particular pledge to end before you're ready. The Long Beach, walk it slow. The Long Beach, the way to go is 1 foot and then the next. The Long Beach, no particular text to follow, just the sand and sea. The Long Beach, just you and me, and the sound of the waves beside us. The Long Beach, the horizon guides us forward and forward. I've been walking for an hour, and the end is still not visible, which is exactly what a Long Beach should be. The whole thing is a ritual of walking towards something you can't see and trusting the going. The Long Beach taught me this. The going and the knowing are not the same thing. Here's what the Long Beach teaches about the nature of a walk. The destination is less important than the companion, the talk of the waves beside you, steady, patient. The Long Beach doesn't care how far you go, it'll still be there. For every step you take, the air will be the same sea air. The Long Beach turning back now. The Long Beach, and somehow going back is half again as good. The Long Beach as it should be, coming from the other direction. The Long Beach, the different section of the same view, the same sand. The Long Beach, second hand, is still the first. I made it back to where I started, the towel and the bag and the book. The same beach from the other end of the walk, a different look at the familiar, refreshed by all the Long Beach in between. The Long Beach walk you just go in. The ocean receives you the same either way. The blue is where you begin. The moment the water closes over and everything goes quiet and blue, into the blue, the best decision that any summer day came through. Into the blue, that first cold second. Into the blue, the ocean beckoned all morning, and you finally answered. Into the blue, the summer's chancellor of good decisions, good ideas. Into the blue, through all the fears of the first cold and then the warmth. Into the blue, the whole summer's worth. The underwater version of the beach is something else entirely. The sound of everything muffled, the light moving brilliantly. Through the water column above you, the particular blue of beneath. Into the blue, the held breath, the suspended reef of moment before surfacing. Into the blue, and then back up. Into the blue, the overflowing cup of a summer's whole sensation. Into the blue, the invitation the ocean makes you all season. Into the blue, the reason you came to the beach at all. Into the blue, answering the call. There's a version of yourself that only exists in the water, in the blue. The version that doesn't think about anything except the current pulling through. The salt and the cool and the clear, the underwater version of the world. Into the blue you go back every time, because the blue unfurled is the whole summer in a moment. Into the blue, the afternoon. Into the blue, not a moment too soon. The whole day built to this, to going in. Into the blue, where does the shore begin and the ocean end? Not here. Into the blue, everything clear and salt and white and summer real. Into the blue, the whole ideal. I floated on my back, looking up at the sky, the same color almost as the water, blue above, blue below the coast. The most complete I felt all summer. Into the blue, the whole thing true that the ocean has been offering. Into the blue, into the blue, into the blue, the whole summer, the whole summer. Into the blue, every time, every time. Into the blue. Blue horizon, as far as you can see. Out where the water meets the sky, there's a line I've been watching since morning. It doesn't move and doesn't try to be anything other than a warning that the world is bigger than today, that beyond the edge of what I see, there's more of the same beautiful blue going on without me. A sailboat crossed the line at noon, white against the kind of blue that only happens happens when the summer sun has nothing left to do but shine on water, shine on horizon, shine on everything below. The blue horizon holding all of it in that particular glow. Blue horizon, where the water ends. Blue horizon, where the skyline bends into something you can almost touch. Blue horizon, not too far, not much beyond a morning's worth of looking. Blue horizon, worth the booking of an afternoon beside the sea. Blue horizon, that's enough for me. Blue horizon, all its pledges made and kept by the time and tide. Blue horizon, wide and wider still the longer that you look. Blue horizon, the oldest book. I've heard that sailors used to navigate by the horizon's particular shade of blue, that different blues mean different things about the weather being made, and I believe it. I've sat here long enough to see the blue change through the day. Blue horizon is never the same twice and never looks away. Blue horizon at the end of light. Blue horizon going gold tonight through every color it has in between. Blue horizon, the most beautiful scene that doesn't ask you to do anything. Blue horizon, the most welcoming of views, just sit and let it be. Blue horizon, all the way to sea. Blue horizon, as far as you can see. As far as you can see. Blue horizon, always there, always blue. First thing every morning here is the smell before the sight. Salt air coming through the window before the room fills up with light. Before the coffee and the plans, before the day knows what it is. Salt air says you're still here, and the ocean still is his, and yours and mine and all of ours. They say you can't describe a smell in words that do the job, but salt air is the closest thing to something your whole body knows without being told. Some cellular memory of older things. Salt air and everything in you remembers what it brings. Salt air, that's the beginning. Salt air, that's the morning winning over everything they made last night. Salt air, the particular right of waking up beside the sea. Salt air, that's the remedy for most of what had you concerned. Salt air, the thing the ocean earned. I walked along the water's edge before the beach had anyone. The salt air thicker near the waves, the white of and the early sun. Not yet high enough to burn, just warm enough to say hello. best kind of here we go. By afternoon the salt air's different, warmer, softer, mixed with heat. The smell of sunscreen and of summer, and the sound of the complete afternoon beach in full attendance. But underneath it all the same, salt air still running through everything, the ocean's quiet constant claim. Salt air at the end of the day, salt air never goes away from everything you wore and touched. Salt air never quite too much, even when the day is done. Salt air, the long run, memory of a day beside the sea. Salt air, that's where I want to be. Salt air, first thing, last thing. Salt air, always there. The ocean's there. Along the shore, just walking. My shoes came off at the first dune, because that's the right thing to do. When the sand is the right temperature and the sky is that particular blue. Along the shore, the water cold, at the edge is where it comes and goes. Along the shore, the best address for anywhere the summer goes. Along the shore, 1 foot, then the next. Along the shore, no particular text to follow, no particular end. Along the shore, the path just bends with the coastline, with the shape of things. Along the shore, whatever the morning brings is good enough. The ocean's good enough. Along the shore is never rough. The seagulls have their own agenda, which doesn't involve me at all. They're working the shoreline professionally, responding to their own inner call of fish and possibility. And I'm just passing through their territory. Along the shore, a tourist in the seagull's particular story. Here's what I know about a shoreline walk that you can't replicate anywhere else. The way the sound of waves becomes something like music by itself, a rhythm that your body starts to follow without your asking it to. Along the shore long enough, and the ocean ends walking with you. Along the shore and back again. Along the shore and now and then, stopping where shell has caught the light. Along the shore, the whole morning ride, unaccounted for in the distance walked. Along the shore, I barely talked, but somehow came back with more than I had when I started the shore. I sat at the end of the walk where the rocks start and the sand runs out, looking back at the whole length of it, the morning's entire route. Along the shore I'd been, and here I was at the end of the going, with the salt air and the summer light, and the tide still quietly flowing. Along the shore, just walking, just walking. Along the shore, the ocean beside you, always beside you. Three white sails on the morning water, each particular way. One toward the harbor, one toward the open, one just crossing the view of my day. White against the particular blue of an ocean morning in July. White sails and the wind that fills them, and the whole uncomplicated sky. I've always liked the ones that go straight out, no particular shore in mind. The ones that take the wind at its word and leave whatever they left behind. White sails pulling the horizon closer, or maybe pushing it further out. That's the thing about white sails, they change what the ocean's about. White sails, where are you going? White sails, the wind is knowing something you might not know yet. White sails, the ocean's alphabet written in cloth and in line. White sails, yours and mine, to watch from wherever we are. White sails, not near, not far. White sails, the afternoon changed them. White sails, the light rearranged them. Gold along the edges now. White sails, the sea allows everything, takes everything it's given. White sails, the light-filled living of a day upon the water. White sails, taking everything in stride. Someone on each one of those white sails is looking back at the shore, seeing what I see from here, but opposite the land, becoming less and more abstract the further that they go. And from here the sails become more abstract too, more principle than cloth. White sails becoming some idea of freedom. White sails at the end of the day. White sails going their separate way into wherever the evening takes them. White sails, the ocean makes them disappear. Eventually white sails, eventually free from the line of the horizon's key. White sails into white sails out there, out there. White sails going somewhere, going somewhere good. Seagull weather, the best kind. You can tell the kind of day it is by what the seagulls do. On the good days, their performance artist riding the thermals 2 by 2. Seagull weather, that's the word for the kind of day that makes them bold. They find the best air and they use it like they know something we haven't been told. They argue, sure, seagulls always argue over something on the sand. But even arguing, they do it with a kind of aerobatic hand, wheeling above the argument, then landing and going again. Seagull weather lets them be exactly what they've always been. Seagull weather, loud and bright. Seagull weather, the coastal light is doing what it does in July. Seagull weather, the particular sky of a beach day at its best. Seagull weather, forget the rest. of everything that isn't this seagull weather. Hard to miss. I sat with my coffee at the rail, watching them work the current. Each one an expert in the wind, each one so completely certain of where the air was best that moment. And I thought that's the whole trick, knowing where the good air is and getting there quick. By noon the seagulls had moved south to wherever the afternoon wind goes. Seagull weather doesn't always stay, but while it lasts everybody knows you're at the beach on the best kind of day when the seagulls say so. Seagull weather paid in full, with everything the sea can show. Seagull weather afternoon version. Seagull weather every excursion of the wind, they're already there. Seagull weather, they own the air above the beach and good for them. Seagull weather, the coastal gem of a day that tastes like salt and sun. Seagull weather, the best one. Seagull weather, the best kind, the best kind. Seagull weather, every summer, every summer. Tide has its own kind of swing, reliable and unassuming, always doing its particular thing. No announcement, no fanfare, just the water finding its way back up the beach and then back down again, all through the night and day. And I sat and let it count the time, the tide keeping its own kind of rhyme. The tide, the most consistent thing. The tide, the ocean's offering a rhythm to a rhythmless day. The tide, and the tide's own way of arriving and of going out. The tide, without a doubt, the most reliable of things. The tide, and all it brings. At high tide the whole beach changes, the familiar landmarks move. What was dry is now a question. The tide is in its groove, and then the slow retreat begins. Not dramatic, barely there, until you notice half the beach is back, and the tide is going somewhere. That's the nature of the tide's art, always moving, always at the start of its next direction. The tide and low tide shows the shore. The tide reveals a little more of what the ocean covers up. The tide, the constant cup that fills and empties and fills again. The tide, the pattern and the when of the ocean's only certainty. The tide, the sea's own guarantee. There's something about the tide's patience that I find myself returning to on the days when nothing seems consistent, when I don't know what to do. The tide will come in and the tide will go out. The horizon stays where it's been. The tide is the ocean's argument for the reliability of things unseen. The tide at evening still the same. The tide, it always came and always went and will again. The tide, through sun and rain, the tide, the oldest clock, the tide. No need to watch, just know that it's doing what it does. The tide, the most because the tide in and out, in and out. The tide, always, always there. Sea glass, look at that. I wasn't looking for anything in particular, just walking with my eyes on the ground, the way you do when the beach has given you a certain kind of looking around. And there it was, the green of it, the frosted, smoothed out, ocean-made version of something once sharp and broken, now a small sea jade. Sea glass, the ocean's patient work on all the things that weren't meant to stay, the years of tumbling and the salt and the particular way. Water softens everything eventually, everything given enough tide. Sea glass is what happens when the ocean takes the difficult side of something and makes it easy. Sea glass, the beautiful found thing. Sea glass, what the ocean can bring out of the broken and the castaway. Sea glass, the patient display of what time and water make together. Sea glass, regardless of weather, something lovely waits at the edge. Sea glass, the ocean's pledge. I put it in my pocket, the green piece, and kept walking, eyes on the sand, and found another white this time, and then a blue smaller than my hand, could quite register as real. The ocean blue, the smooth down feel of it. Sea glass, the collection of an afternoon's misdirection into something beautiful. Sea glass at the end of the walk. Sea glass, more than I could talk my pocket into holding for the trip. Sea glass, the particular grip of something found the ocean's way. Sea glass, the best of the day, the small discoveries of the shore. Sea glass, always one more. Sea glass, look at the color, look at the color. Sea glass, the ocean made this for you. Before the harbor wakes completely, there's a particular quiet that runs between the boats and the water before all the actual day begins. The creak of ropes, the rocking of something against the dock, the harbor in its early version before the morning came to knock. The fishing boats went out at 4. I didn't see them go, just felt the absence of them by the time I got there. The slip where they had dwelt was empty, and the water filled it the way water always will. And the harbor had that early morning particular still. The harbor, first light on the water. The harbor, the fisherman's daughter of a day just beginning, barely there. The harbor with the particular air of somewhere that has purpose. The harbor just beneath the surface of the quiet, all the work. The harbor where the boats don't shirk. By 9 the harbor was alive, the tourist boats making their run. The small things selling coffee, everyone doing their particular one. Thing that makes the harbor work, the sailboats heading out. The harbor at its full attendance without a doubt. Harbors are the proof that the sea and the land have something to say to each other, that the water needs a place to lay down its boats at the end of the going, that the going needs a home. The harbor holds the conversation between the sea and the known. The harbor, afternoon at the rail. The harbor following every sail with my eyes until the harbor gives them to the open seas, full living. The harbor where the coming back, the harbor finds its welcome track of water and of rope and dock. The harbor round the clock. The harbor, the boats are in, the boats are in. The harbor, always here, always waiting. Where did you come from? I found a good piece of driftwood just above the waterline, smooth as anything, the gray of it, the particular silver gray design that wood makes after years of ocean, salt and sun and being thrown against the current, with the current finding its way to being known as something beautiful. I sat on it, the driftwood solid, more solid than it looked, more there than something that had been through whatever it had been through should bear. And I looked at the water from this height, this sitting on driftwood height, and everything looked right. Driftwood, the traveler, driftwood, the unraveler of distance, making nothing of the mile. Driftwood, across the files of water, it had crossed to land here. Driftwood, make it clear that what the ocean takes, it also gives. Driftwood, that's how it lives. Driftwood, my afternoon chair. Driftwood, the particular care the ocean took to make it smooth enough. Driftwood, through enough of whatever the ocean put it through. Driftwood, to arrive here new, in its way remade, refined. Driftwood, the ocean's design. thought about where it might have started, a tree on some other shore that fell and found the water and became something it wasn't before. The years of it, the becoming, the slow, patient ocean work of turning a fallen thing into the driftwood I sit on today. Driftwood, still solid after all. Driftwood, after every fall and tumble and wave and year of salt. Driftwood, without a fault that shows, just the smooth evidence. Driftwood, the dense, quiet proof that things come through. Driftwood, better than they knew. Driftwood, solid still, solid still. Driftwood came a long way, came a long way home. The breeze came in from somewhere east, from further out than I could see, carrying the cold of deeper water, the temperature of open sea. Offshore breeze, the particular kind that makes you glad you brought a layer. Even in July, the ocean breeze is always the fairest of fairs. Offshore breeze, the ocean's sending. Offshore breeze, no pretending. It's warm out there, it's cooler than. Offshore breeze, the ocean can deliver cool on the hottest day. Offshore breeze, the ocean's way of keeping the beach from getting too. Offshore breeze, the ocean blue is cool. I turn my face into the breeze, the way you always want to. Let the offshore air run over everything, the things it had to say too about the water temperature at noon and the particular depth of the blue. Offshore breeze carries all of this if you let it talk to you. By mid-afternoon, the breeze had shifted just slightly, still offshore but warm. The sun had warmed the surface water, the difference between a morning form of offshore breeze and afternoon is the whole temperature of the day. The offshore breeze keeps telling you what's happening out there far away. Offshore breeze, the ocean's letter. Offshore breeze keeps getting better through the afternoon as the water warms. Offshore breeze, between the storms of heat and cool, the perfect register. Offshore breeze, the minister of sea and shore, what passes between. Offshore breeze, the in-between. Offshore breeze, feel that, feel that. Offshore breeze, the ocean's here, the ocean's here. Low tide this morning. Look at all of it. beach is twice as wide at low tide. The sea has left a gift of everything. It covers up the rest of the time, and I can take a different look at this. The wet sand and the tide pools, the things that live in the between of high and low, the particular world of what low tide has revealed and seen. I crouch beside a tide pool, the most complete small world. A crab the size of a thumbnail, its whole life's flag unfurled in 2 square feet of shallow water. A sea anemone doing its thing, the little fish, the everything that low tide has the decency to bring into my particular view. Low tide, the generous one. Low tide, when the ocean's done pulling back enough to show. Low tide, everything below the usual surface of the sea. Low tide gave this morning to me more than the high tide ever could. Low tide, the one I understood best, the revealing one. There's a low tide version of most things that I've been thinking about. The pulled back moment when the surface isn't covering everything out. Just briefly, when the usual is back and what's underneath is here. Low tide is the most educational of the tidal states, most clear. By noon, the tide was turning, the tide pool slowly going under. The crab retreating to wherever crabs go, when the high tide puts the ocean's thunder back over what was briefly mine to see. Low tide, the lesson done, what the ocean shows you and what it keeps changes with every sun. Low tide, the afternoon reclaims it. Low tide, the ocean names it. Mine again, all mine going under. Low tide, the summer thunder of the waves returning to the shore. Low tide, giving back the floor of the sea to the sea again. Low tide, and then low tide, look at all of it, all of it, low tide, the ocean's gift this morning. I swam out past the breaking waves to where the water found its calm, and there it was, the warm current running through like a slow song of heat from somewhere further south, the ocean's own geography. Warm water in the middle of the blue, running right through me, and I floated in it, let it take my weight. The warm current doing what warm currents do. The warm current, somewhere below the warm current, the ocean's glow that doesn't show on the surface of things. The warm current, the particular rings of temperature you only feel when you're in it, when it's real. The warm current, the ocean's kept secret. The warm current wept. I've swum in the cold ocean too, and that has its own particular charm. But the warm current on a summer day, is the ocean doing no harm? Just warm, just a long, slow river running through the larger sea. Warm current finding me in the middle of the blue country. And I thought, this is exactly the right temperature, the right place to be. The warm current, hold me up. The warm current, fill my cup with salt and warmth and summer blue. The warm current, carrying through the afternoon on the ocean's back. The warm current, the secret track of warmth through the larger cold. The warm current, better than told. There's something about floating in the warm ocean current that makes everything on shore feel like it can wait a moment. The warm current says there's time for this, for being held like this by something much larger than your problems. The warm current's kind of bliss. The warm current, swimming back now. The warm current, I don't know how I'll ever be entirely dry again. The warm current, under the skin is a memory of it, the salt. The warm current, the vaulted sky above, the water below. The warm current, the whole show. The warm current, still feel it, still feel it. The warm current, the ocean always warm somewhere. Shell and stone. Look at this one. I have a collection on my windowsill that I've been adding to for years. A piece of smooth white quartz from one beach, a spiral shell from the one that appears on my best summer memories, an oyster shell from the harbor town. Shell and stone, the lightest luggage you can bring from the ocean down into your everyday life. Shell and stone, the beaches offer. Shell and stone, the ocean's proffer of its particular beauty. Shell and stone, the duty of the shore to leave you something. Shell and stone, the stuffing of your pockets on a beach day. Shell and stone, the best display. The stones that catch me most are the ones the water's made oval, not quite round but heading there. The ocean's particular removal of all the angles, all the corners, until what's left is smooth and right. Shell and stone, the ocean patient all through the night. Every beach has its own collection, no two the same in what they offer. The Pacific has its agates, the Atlantic has its softer shells. The varieties of coastline expressed in what washes in. Shell and stone from every ocean. Shell and stone begin the whole geography. I found a shell today I didn't write. recognize, which happens less as time goes on. But this one was a stranger, small and white, with a pattern that went on in spirals I couldn't trace completely, shell and stone. And sometimes the ocean offers something new, shell and stone. The rhymes of the sea never repeat exactly. Shell and stone into my pocket, shell and stone. The windowsill's locket of memories of days at the shore. Shell and stone, always room for more. On the sill, in the jar, in the drawer. Shell and stone, the ocean store of beautiful is never empty. Shell and stone, so many. Shell and stone. This one's nice. This one's nice. Shell and stone. The ocean gave this. The ocean gave this. The boats at anchor in the morning move in the gentlest way, just enough to prove the water's living, not enough to wake the day. Morning anchorage, the particular piece of things that are held in place by something below the surface, doing its invisible grace. Morning anchorage, the bay. Morning anchorage, the early way. The boats arrange themselves in rows. Morning anchorage, nobody knows which one will go first, which will stay. Morning anchorage, the bay holds them all with equal care. Morning anchorage, still, so still out there. The gold light at 6 in the morning finds the boats before the shore, lights up the mast in sequence, the way it's always done before. And the reflections in the still bay are almost better than the things. Morning anchorage, the doubled world of water and what morning brings. Morning anchorage, and then the engines. Morning anchorage, the gentle tensions of departure begin to stir. Morning anchorage, the particular blur of morning into going. Morning anchorage, the knowing that the still won't hold all day. Morning anchorage, going its way. I've watched the anchorage from the dock at this hour more than once. There's something in the watching of it that requires the slow response of just being there without agenda, just the boats and the gold and the still. Morning anchorage teaches patience better than almost anything will. By 8 the bay had fewer boats, the early departures had gone, and what remained was the later morning version of the anchorage carrying on, with fewer actors but the same essential still water piece. Morning anchorage at every stage, the water's own release. And somewhere past the anchorage, the boats that left are now at sea, doing whatever their particular purpose on the water is to be. knows about what's there, enough to call its bluff. Somewhere out at sea, the water deepens into a color with no name. Somewhere out at sea, the birds run out, and the sky and water are the same. Somewhere out at sea, a whale is doing what whales do out there. Something large and underwater, something beyond my compare of experience, my land-bound imagination of the deep. Somewhere out at sea, the ocean is its own life to keep. Somewhere out at sea, I think about it. Somewhere out at sea, I don't doubt it's bigger than anything I have words for. Somewhere out at sea, the offshore part of everything, the rest. Somewhere out at sea, the best of what I haven't seen is there. Somewhere out at sea, the open air. The shore is where the ocean ends for those of us who stay, and the shore is where the ocean starts for those who go away. Somewhere out at sea is everyone who took the further step. Somewhere out at sea is everything the shore has kept safe in imagination. Somewhere out at sea, maybe one day, somewhere out at sea, I'll find my way past the line where the harbor disappears. Somewhere out at sea, past all my fears of the open and the deep. Somewhere out at sea, I'll keep going until the shore is a theory. Somewhere out at sea, the query of all the distance answered. Somewhere out at sea, out there somewhere. Somewhere out at sea, maybe one day, maybe one day. There are blues and then there are blues, and the midday ocean has its own that doesn't match anything inland. The blue the sea has grown into at noon in July is something they don't make a paint for. The blue hours at the water's edge is what the whole summer's for. The blue hours, noon to 3. The blue hours, the ocean free to be its most itself, most blue. The blue hours, the truest true color the water ever gets. The blue hours, the summer's bets, all paid out in this particular shade. The blue hours, the afternoon's trade. I tried to take a photograph, but you can't photograph the blue hours. The screen makes it something else, removes the particular powers of the actual blue, the eye blue, the something that your whole body knows. The blue hours need to be stood in, not looked at through a lens that goes to pixels. The blue hours change as they pass, not fast, too slow to notice moment to moment. But compare the 2 o'clock blue to the 4 o'clock. The component parts of the afternoon rearranged, the blue becoming something gold, the blue hours giving way to the story that the evening told before the blue was gone. The blue hours going gold now, the blue hours, and somehow the gold is the blue hours ending gift. The blue hours, the slow shift from blue to every other color. The blue hour's nothing duller than the colors that come after. The blue hours, but kinder, softer. I'll come back tomorrow for the blue hours. They'll be different, which they always are. A different shade of the same color, a different position of the star, called summer, of the sun on the water, a different version of the blue. The blue hours are never exactly the same, but always entirely true. The blue hours, so blue, so blue. The blue hours, come back tomorrow, always blue. The sandbar, right in the middle. I waded out to the sandbar where the water's just knee deep. A patch of sand between the deeper waters, a temporary place to keep your feet on something solid while the ocean goes around. The sandbar, the best of both the sea and the found. You have to time it right, the sandbar, it disappears with the tide and appears again on a schedule. The ocean decides inside its own arithmetic of moon and pull, but when it's there, it's there. A sandbar in the middle of the sea with no one else and open air. The sandbar, the in-between place, the sandbar, the particular grace of standing in the ocean's middle. The sandbar, the small riddle of land and water at once. The sandbar, the summer stunts of the tide in your favor. The sandbar, the particular flavor. The sandbar, the warm water around it. The sandbar, the morning found it for me, or I for it, same thing. The sandbar, the particular ring of water all around where I stand. The sandbar, the temporary land. The ocean loans you for an hour. The sandbar, the tidal power. I stood there for longer than I planned, which is the right amount of time for a sandbar in the summer ocean. The unplanned is the paradigm of the best beach experiences. Nobody plans the sandbar joy, nobody schedules the waiting out. The sandbar is the ploy of a summer morning, offering itself. The sandbar, the tide is turning. The sandbar, I can feel it returning to the sea, the sand beneath my feet. The sandbar, the bittersweet of a temporary perfect thing. The sandbar, offering everything while it lasts, then gone. The sandbar back here before too long. The sandbar, still here, still here. The sandbar, just a little longer, just a little longer. The breakwater is where the harbor ends. breakwater begins. On the protected side, the small chop. On the other, where the real ocean wins. Beyond the breakwater, the swell picks up from wherever it's been coming since it left whatever shore last touched it. And here the ocean is becoming its actual self. I walk the breakwater to the end where the stone gives out and the sea begins, and stood there with the full ocean in front and the harbor with all its ins and outs behind me, and the difference between the two was everything. Beyond the breakwater, wide open, is what the ocean brings when you get there. Beyond the breakwater, out there beyond the breakwater, the open air has more in it than the harbor's version. Beyond the breakwater, the excursion from the shelter to the wide. Beyond the breakwater, the tide is what it actually is. Beyond the breakwater, all of this. The breakwater does its job of protecting the boats from what the sea can do. But standing at its end, I'm grateful for the unprotected view of what the ocean is without the buffer of stone and harbor wall. Beyond the breakwater, honest ocean, the whole thing, not the hall of mirrors of the sheltered bay. Beyond the breakwater, the horizon. Beyond the breakwater, the rising and falling of the actual sea. Beyond the breakwater, the free and unmediated blue. Beyond the breakwater, for you and me and anyone who walks. Beyond the breakwater, the ocean talks without the harbor's translation. Beyond the breakwater, out there, the open sea. Beyond the breakwater, the whole ocean, the whole thing. Long Beach, all the way down. Some beaches end where you can see them end, and some just keep going. The Long Beach is the latter kind, the kind that keeps on showing more of itself the further you go, more sand and more wave edge. The Long Beach, the one that doesn't make any particular pledge to end before you're ready. The Long Beach, walk it slow. The Long Beach, the way to go is 1 foot and then the next. The Long Beach, no particular text to follow, just the sand and sea. The Long Beach, just you and me, and the sound of the waves beside us. The Long Beach, the horizon guides us forward and forward. I've been walking for an hour and the end is still not visible, which is exactly what a Long Beach should be. The whole thing is a ritual of walking walking towards something you can't see, and trusting the going. The Long Beach taught me this: the going and the knowing are not the same thing. Here's what the Long Beach teaches about the nature of a walk. The destination is less important than the companion, the talk of the waves beside you. Steady, patient, the Long Beach doesn't care how far you go, it'll still be there. For every step you take, the air will be the same sea air. The Long Beach, turning back now. The Long Beach, and somehow going back is half again as good. The Long Beach, as it should be, coming from the other direction. The Long Beach, the different section of the same view, the same sand. The Long Beach, second hand, is still the first. I made it back to where I started, the towel and the bag and the book. The same beach from the other end of the walk. A different look at the familiar, refreshed by all the Long Beach in between. The Long Beach walked is a different beach than the one you haven't seen. The Long Beach, still going, still going. The Long Beach, all the way down. You count to 3, or you don't count at all. You just go in. The ocean receives you the same either way. The blue is where you begin. The moment the water closes over and everything goes quiet and blue, into the blue, the best decision that any summer day came through. Into the blue, that first cold second. Into the blue, the ocean beckoned all morning, and you finally answered. Into the blue, the summer's chancellor of good decisions, good ideas. Into the blue, through all the fears of the first cold and then the warmth. Into the blue, the whole summer's worth. The underwater version of the beach is something else entirely. The sound of everything muffled, the light moving brilliantly through the water column above you, the particular blue of beneath. Into the blue, the held breath, the suspended reef of moment before surfacing. Into the blue, and then back up. Into the blue, the overflowing cup of the summer's whole sensation. Into the blue, the invitation the ocean makes you all season. Into the blue, the reason you came to the beach at all. Into the blue, answering the call. There's a version of yourself that only exists in the water, in the blue. The version that doesn't think about anything except the current pulling through, the salt and the cool and the clear. The underwater version of the world. Into the blue you go back every time, because the blue unfurled is the whole summer in a moment. Into the blue, the afternoon. Into the blue, not a moment too soon. The whole day built to this, to going into the blue. Where does the shore begin and the ocean end? Not here. Into the blue, everything clear and salt and white and summer real. Into the blue, the whole ideal. I floated on my back, looking up at the sky, the same color, almost, as the water blue above, blue below the coast. The most complete I felt all summer. Into the blue, the whole thing true, that the ocean has been offering. Into the blue, into the blue. Into the blue.